Hello friends, in this video I am going to solve CUET exam MSc Physics 2018 question paper. This is part 3rd and containing question from 76 to question 100 with detailed solutions. This is very useful for CUET 2022 exams and other various examinations. Let's start guys. Question 76. Two lumps of clay each of mass m collide head-on at 3 by 5 c. They stick together. The mass of the final composite lump is. We are going to use energy conservation. So initial energy is equal to final energy. After head-on collision, they are going to be in rest. So here it is rest mass mc square and here it is in moving condition. So use the relativistic formula for mass m divided by square root 1 minus v square by c square. Here m is the initial rest mass. C square is going to be cancelled out from all terms. So remaining terms m equal to 2 times of this m into 1 divided by, put the value of v equal to 3c by 5. So 3 by 5 whole square, c square again cancel out and it is going to be 2.5 m. Option C is correct here. Question 77. In a biprism experiment, the eyepiece was placed at a distance of 120 cm from the source. If the eye required to move a distance of 1.9 cm for 20 fringes and distance between two slits is 0.06 cm, the wavelength of light is. Use the formula for fringe width beta equal to lambda capital D divided by small d, where capital D is the distance between eyepiece and the source and it is given 120 cm or equal to 1.2 meter, and distance between two slits small d equal to 0.06 cm or 6 into 10 to the power minus 4 meter. For 20 fringes, it is required to move 1.9 cm. Then 1.9 into 10 to the power minus 2 meter equal to 20 beta. Beta is given here 20 into lambda capital D divided by small d. Put the values of capital D and small d and from here we are getting lambda equal to this expression. After solving it, it is equal to 4.75 into 10 to the power minus 7 meter or 475 nanometer. Option C is correct here. Question 78. In which of the following the interference is produced by the division of amplitude? So there are two methods to produce interference. One is division of amplitude and another is the division of wavefront. Examples of division of amplitude, it is interference in thin films, Newton's ring and Michelson's interferometer. Division of wavefront, it is Lloyd's mirror, Fresnel mirrors and Fresnel biprism. Same question, dictative question was asked in CUET 2021 exam paper. Question 79. A parallel beam of sodium light is normally incident on a plane transmission grating having 4250 lines per centimeter and a second order spectral line is observed at an angle of 30 degree. The wavelength of light is. Number of lines n equal to 4250 lines per centimeter. From here, grating spacing d is equal to 1 divided by number of lines capital N and it is 2.35 into 10 to the power minus 6 meter. Now use the formula d sin theta equal to m lambda, where m is the order. So it is saying that second order spectral lines is observed at an angle of 30 degree. So put m equal to 2 here, then lambda equal to d sin theta divided by 2. Put the value d equal to this grating spacing and sin theta is equal to 30 degree divided by 2. After solving it, it is 588.2 nanometer. Option D is correct here. Question 80. In a grating spectrum, which spectral line in fourth order overlap with third order line of 546.1 nanometer? So grating diffraction formula d sin theta equal to m lambda. Taking grating spacing d and incident angle theta in both cases remaining same, in that condition this term is going to be constant. Then m lambda equal to constant value. So m1 lambda 1 equal to m2 lambda 2. Third order for 546.1 nanometer. So 3 into 546.1 nanometer equal to 4 into lambda 2. So from here lambda 2 equal to this divided by 4 equal to 409.6 nanometer. Option A is correct here. Question 81. The resolving limit of normal eye is. It is 1 divided by 60 degree. The human eye has an angular resolution of 1 arc minute or 1 divided by 60 degree. Question 82. What happens to ordinary and extraordinary rays if they travel along the optical axis? Both rays travel with same velocity when they are traveling along the optical axis. Option A is correct here. Question 83. Two nickel prisms are so arranged that the amount of light transmitted through them is maximum. The percentage reduction in the intensity of the incident light when the analyzer is rotated through 30 degree. Use the Malus law. When your unpolarized light passes through polarizer, then intensity is going to be half I naught. When this light again pass through analyzer, then its intensity is going to be I naught cos square theta, where this theta is angle between plane of polarizer and transmission axis of analyzer. Plane of polarizer and transmission axis, this. So this is the theta angle. For maximum case, theta should be 0. So I max equal to I naught cos square 0 degree equal to I naught. And for 30 degree rotated condition, I 30 degree equal to I naught cos square 30 degree. Cos 30 equal to square root 3 by 2. Then cos square 30 degree equal to 3 by 4. So 3 I naught divided by 4 equal to 0.75 I naught. Intensity reduction is going to be, use the formula, reduction amount divided by initial amount into 100%. I naught minus 0.75 I naught divided by I naught into 100%. It is 25%. Option A is correct here. Question 84. If the plane of polarization is turned through 26.4 degree traversing 20 cm length of a 20% sugar solution, the specific rotation of the solution will be. The specific rotation of a solution is equal to tan theta divided by LC, where length is taken in centimeter. If length is taken in decimeter, in that condition, simple formula is equal to theta divided by LC. And theta is equal to rotation of the plane of polarization in degree. C is the strength of the sugar. So here I am taking length in the centimeter. In that condition, is equal to tan theta divided by LC. Put the values. Theta equal to this 26.4 degree, C equal to 20%, that means 20 divided by 100 equal to 0.2, and length equal to 20 centimeter. After putting these values, S equal to 66 degree. Then specific rotation equal to 66 degree. Option B is correct here. Question 85. At what velocity the kinetic energy of a body is equal to its rest mass energy? The total energy equal to mc square and rest mass energy equal to m naught c square. Then kinetic energy is going to be total energy minus rest mass energy. So m minus m naught multiplied by c square. M value is going to be m naught divided by square root 1 minus v square by c square. Put it here and take the m naught outside, to m naught c square. After that, m naught c square from this side to this side is going to be cancelled out to each other. The remaining term is 1 divided by square root 1 minus v square by c square minus 1 equal to 1. Solve it. After solving it, v equal to square root 3 by 2c. Option A is going to be correct, and this question asked in CUCET 2017 and Karnataka Assistant Professor 2022 as well. Question 86. Apparent length of a meter rod moving parallel to its length with velocity 0.6 c will be. So this is a 1 meter length rod. When it is moving with velocity 0.6 c, then use the length contraction formula L equal to L naught multiplied by square root 1 minus v square by c square. Put the value of v equal to 0.6 c. Initial length equal to 1 meter, a meter. This means 1 meter. 1 meter into square root 1 minus 0.6 whole square. So this is going to 0.8 meter. Option A is correct here. Same question was also asked in Karnataka Assistant Professor 2022 exam. Question 87. X-rays of wavelength 10 picometer are scattered from a target. The wavelength of X-ray scattered through 45 degree will be. Use the Compton scattering formula delta lambda equal to h divided by m naught c bracket 1 minus cos theta. H divided by m naught c equal to 0.024 angstrom and 1 minus cos 45 degree. This 45 degree here. So cos 45 degree equal to 1 divided by square root 2. After solving it, it is 0.7 picometer. Wavelength of X-ray scattered. So scattered wavelength is always going to be larger. Lambda prime equal to lambda plus delta lambda equal to 10 picometer initial, this 10 picometer plus 0.7 picometer, this one. So it is 10.7 picometer. Option A is correct here. Question 88. A positronium atom is a system that consists of a positron and an electron that orbit each other. The wavelengths of spectral lines of the positronium will be 1 divided by lambda equal to Rydberg constant into z square, this is atomic number, in bracket 1 divided by n1 square minus 1 divided by n2 square. So this Rydberg constant is going to be m e raised to power 4 divided by 8 h cube c epsilon naught square. So this is proportional to m. That implies 1 by lambda proportional to m here, or lambda is inversely proportional to m. So there is a role of m. So we have to calculate the reduced mass. In the case of positronium, so both mass is going to be equal, positron mass and electron mass. So me into m positron divided by me plus m positron, and both are going to be equal. So me multiplied by me divided by me plus me equal to me by 2. So in hydrogen case, 1 proton and 1 electron. So me into m proton divided by Me plus M proton. So M is negligible in case of hydrogen. Then Me into M proton divided by M proton. So M proton is going to be cancelled out and only Me will be there. So in the case of hydrogen, the reduced mass equal to Me, while in the case of positronium, reduced mass equal to Me divided by 2. Now, lambda is inversely proportional to M. So lambda 1 divided by lambda 2 equal to M2 divided by M1. So lambda positronium divided by lambda hydrogen equal to reduced mass in case of hydrogen M2. So it is Me, and reduced mass in case of positronium M1, then it is Me divided by 2, this one. After solving it, wavelength of spectral lines of positronium will be 2 times of hydrogen wavelength. So option B is correct here. The wavelength of spectral lines of positronium will be twice to the hydrogen spectral lines. Question 89. A particle limited to the x-axis has a wave function psi equal to ax between x equal to 0 and x equal to 1. Psi equal to 0 elsewhere. The expectation value x of the particle's position is. Expectation value x equal to, find out integration from minus infinity to infinity psi star x psi dx. Psi equal to ax, this is real value, then psi star is again same value ax multiplied by x multiplied by ax dx from 0 to 1, and elsewhere the psi value is 0, so integration is going to be 0 for elsewhere. So only this is going to be surviving term. So a square, and from 0 to 1 x cube dx, solve it. So a square divided by 4, option A is going to be correct. Question 90. Nuclear magneton mu n is given by. The nuclear magneton mu n equal to E h cut divided by 2 mp, where mp is mass of proton, h cut is reduced Planck constant. So no option is matching. It should be E h cut divided by 2 mp, then option B can be correct. Okay. In answer key, it was E h divided by 2 mp. By seeing it, it looks like h, not h cut. If it is h, then no option is correct. Then D is going to be correct answer, none of the above. You can cross check from your side. Question 91. Radius of a nucleus depends on its mass number A and it is proportional to. So radius of a nucleus R equal to R naught A raised to power 1 by 3, where A is mass number, R naught equal to 1.2 femtometer. So R equal to 1.2 A raised to power 1 by 3 femtometer, and 1 femtometer equal to 10 to power minus 15 meter. So from here R is proportional to A raised to power 1 by 3. So no option is matching. There is no option is correct. It should be A raised to power 1 by 3. Question 92. Parity is not conserved in beta decay. Parity is not conserved in beta decay. Question 93. The half-life of 198 gold is 2.70 days. The probability that any 198 gold nucleus will decay in 1 second. The decay constant lambda of a radioactive nuclide is its probability of decay per unit time. So we have to calculate this decay constant. So half-life is given 2.7 days. Convert it in second to, it is 2,33,280 seconds, and decay constant lambda equal to 0.693 divided by T half, where T half is half-life. Put this value 0.693 divided by 2,33,280. After solving it, it is 2.97 into 10 to power minus 6 per second. So decay probability in 1 second is going to be 2.97 into 10 to power minus 6. Option B is correct here. Question 94. Half-life of a radioactive isotope is 4 into 10 to power 8 years. If there are 10 to power 3 radioactive nuclei in a sample today, the number of such nuclei in the sample 4 into 10 to power 9 years ago were. Use the formula n equal to n naught 1 by 2 raised to power small n, where small n equal to total time divided by T half, half-life time. So this is going to be 10. Present time, its value is 10 to power 3 radioactive nuclei. So this n current time 10 to power 3 nuclei, and this times ago it was some value n0. So this is n0. So present time it is n equal to 10 to power 3 radioactive nuclei, and 4 into 10 to power 9 years ago its value were n0. We don't know this n0, we have to calculate the value of n0. Small n is equal to 10 here. 1 divided by 2 raised to power 10, and 2 raised to power 10 equal to 1024. So n0 divided by 1024 equal to 10 to power 3. So n0 equal to 1024 multiplied by 10 to power 3 nuclei. Option D is going to be correct. Question 95. Rayleigh jeans law is deduced from the Planck's radiation formula under the condition of. It is under the condition of large wavelength and high temperature. Low frequency, one can also say low frequency and high temperature. Planck radiation formula, energy density U equal to 8 pi h divided by c cube nu cube divided by exponential h nu by kBt minus 1. 8. Low frequency or large wavelength and high temperature condition, h nu divided by kBt is less than 1. Then this exponential h nu divided by kBt minus 1 is going to be h nu by kBt. Using this formula, exponential x equal to 1 plus x square by factorial 2 plus x cube divided by factorial 3 plus and so on. So higher term is going to be negligible or 0 since it is less than 1. Then 1 plus x is only there. So 1 plus h nu by kBt minus 1, so 1 cancel out. So this term is going to be h nu by kBt. After putting it, 8 pi nu square by c cube kBt. So this is the Rayleigh-Jeans law. This is the pictorial diagram there also. So it is following the classical and this is the quantum. This is following Planck's law and this is Rayleigh-Jeans law. So Rayleigh-Jeans law is deduced from Planck's radiation formula under condition of large wavelength and high temperature. Option A is correct here. Question 96. The 4n radioactive decay series begins with 90 thorium 232 and ends at 82 lead 208. Number of alpha and beta particles emitted in the chain are respectively. The same question was also asked Karnataka Assistant Professor 2022. In decay of 1 alpha, there is reduction of 2 atomic number and 4 mass number. Generally, beta decay means beta minus decay. Okay, if it is not mentioned, then take beta minus decay. So 1 beta decay means there is increment of 1 atomic number and no change in mass. So first we calculate the alpha by seeing the variation of mass. 232 minus 208 divided by 4, it will give that there are decay of total 6 alpha particles. So after decaying 6 alpha particles, there is reduction of Z number by 6 into 2, that is going to be 78. But here it is 82. So we have to add some beta particles as well. So by beta decay there is an increment of atomic number. So there difference is 82 minus this 82 minus 78, that means 4 beta decay. So total 6 alpha decay and 4 beta decay. Option D is going to be correct here. Question 97. In photoelectric effect, the kinetic energy of the emitted electrons depends on. So it depends on frequency of the incident radiation. This is the light frequency and this is the electron kinetic energy. This is threshold frequency nu 0. If nu is greater than this threshold frequency, then only electron is going to come out from the sample surface. And they have maximum kinetic energy equal to h nu minus h nu naught. And this is also known as Einstein photoelectric formula. Question 98. Displacement current appears because of. So it is appear because of time varying electric fields. So this is displacement current density, and similar question was also asked in CGPSC 2020 Assistant Professor Examinations. Question 99. A choking coil of resistance 5 ohm and inductance 0.6 Henry is in series with a capacitance of 10 microfarad. If a voltage of 200 volt is applied and the frequency is adjusted to resonance, current in the circuit will be. So current formula is I equal to V divided by impedance, V divided by square root R square plus XL minus XC whole square. In resonance condition, XL equal to XC. So this term is going to be 0. So in condition of resonance, I equal to V divided by R. So 200 divided by 5. This 200 divided by 5 equal to 40 ampere. Option D is correct here. Question 100. For air glass interface, refractive index of glass is 1.5. The reflection and transmission coefficient respectively for an electromagnetic wave falling normally on the interface is. Similar question was also asked in CUCET 2021 exams. Their question was a monochromatic electromagnetic wave in vacuum is incident normally on a substance of refractive index 1.5. The ratio of magnitude of electric vector which is reflected to that of incident wave. So reflected to that of incident is going to be N1 minus N2 divided by N1 plus N2. 1 divided by 5 was the correct answer. Now here it is asking reflection and transmission coefficient respectively. So reflection and transmission coefficient, the ratio of reflected intensity to the incident intensity is, this is R. So R is equal to N1 minus N2 divided by N1 plus N2 whole square. This is the reflection coefficient, and transmission coefficient is equal to 4 N1 N2 divided by N1 plus N2 whole square. Put the value, take N1 equal to 1.5 and N2 Since it is air, then put 1. 1.5 minus 1 whole square divided by 1.5 plus 1 whole square. So this is 0.04 for R, and transmission coefficient equal to 0.96. Then option C is going to be correct. Okay guys, so this was the last question of CUET 2018 question paper. General part and physics both part completed now. In next video, I am going to solve CUET 2019 question paper. Wait for that. In few days I will upload that video as well. So good luck and keep on preparation. Bye bye.